Welcome back to Stained Glass Bones, where legends, lore, and lost souls rise from the shadows to whisper their stories. Tonight, we wade into sorrowful waters, into the mist-covered banks of moonlit rivers, where a woman in white cries out through the night. Her name is La Llorona, and if you hear her weeping, you might already be too late. Let's begin. The legend of La Llorona, the Weeping Woman, is one of Mexico's most enduring and chilling folktales. It has been told for centuries, whispered by candlelight, warned to children, and passed down through generations like a family heirloom woven in tragedy. But like many great legends, there is no one version of her story. Instead, there are threads: grief, guilt, vengeance, that twist into many forms depending on who's telling it. And perhaps that's what makes her so timeless and so terrifying. So who is La Llorona? The most common version of the tale begins with a beautiful young woman named Maria. Some say she was born to a poor family, others say she was the daughter of a humble farmer. But all agree on one thing: Maria was strikingly beautiful. Her dark hair, her luminous skin, her mesmerizing eyes, people said she could stop a man's heart with just one glance. When Maria came of age, she drew the attention of many suitors, but none captured her heart until she met a wealthy Spanish nobleman. He was elegant, charming, and promised her a life she had never dreamed possible. Maria, swept up in the fantasy, fell deeply in love. They married, and for a time, all was well. Together, they had 2 sons, and for a brief moment in time, Maria had everything she ever wanted: a loving husband, 2 beautiful children, and the promise of a better life. But paradise, as it often does in tragic stories, crumbled. As the years passed, the nobleman began to change. He traveled often, leaving Maria alone to care for the children. Whispers reached her ears, rumors of other women, of a new life he was building without her. When he did return, he spent little time with Maria, doting only on the children and treating her like a stranger. Then came the final blow. One day, Maria saw him riding into town in a carriage with another woman. This one was young, wealthy, dressed in fine silk, and beside them, her children, Maria's sons, ran to their father's side, laughing, calling out to him. In that moment, something inside Maria broke. Whether it was jealousy, despair, or a madness born from betrayal, we may never know. But the story goes that Maria, blinded by anguish, took her children down to the river and drowned them. The moment the water swallowed their final cries, she realized what she had done. Overcome with horror, Maria fell to her knees on the riverbank and let out a wail so piercing it echoed through the valley. Some say she ran along the riverbanks in search of her children, screaming into the night until her voice gave out. Others say she threw herself into the water, hoping to join them in death. But death gave her no peace. Instead, Maria was cursed, condemned to walk the earth for eternity, searching for the children she murdered, weeping into the night. She became La Llorona, the Weeping Woman, and now her spirit is said to haunt rivers, lakes, and canals throughout Latin America, and even in parts of the United States, especially in the Southwest. People claim to hear her mournful cries near the water. Ay, mis hijos, ¿dónde están mis hijos? Oh, my children, where are my children? It's said that if you hear her voice close, she's actually far away, but if you hear her from a distance, she's already near. Some say she appears as a tall woman, draped in white, her face hidden by a veil. Others claim she has long, tangled hair and sunken, hollow eyes, black as the riverbed. Her dress is soaked and clings to her form as if she's still wet from the drowning. And her hands, long, bony fingers like claws, reach out, forever grasping, forever seeking. What does she want? Some say she seeks redemption, hoping to find her lost children to beg their forgiveness. Others say she has become something darker, something twisted by centuries of sorrow. that she steals children from river banks and dark roads, mistaking them for her own, or replacing the ones she lost. In some tales, she is a warning to disobedient children. Don't wander too far, or La Llorona will take you. But to others, she's not just a ghost, but a symbol. La Llorona represents more than just a scary story. She is grief incarnate, the embodiment of maternal sorrow. A woman trapped between two worlds, of the living and the dead, of love and betrayal, of rage and regret. Some folklorists trace her legend back to Aztec mythology. Before the Spanish conquest, there were stories of a goddess named Cihuacoatl, a woman who cried in the night for her children and was said to have foretold the fall of the Aztec Empire. Others compare her to the White Lady legends found around the world, tales of betrayed women who return from the grave. Consumed by sorrow, there's even a theory that La Llorona is a twisted reflection of La Malinche, the indigenous woman who served as translator and consort to Hernán Cortés. She bore him children and was later seen as both a traitor and a victim. Like Maria, she was caught between worlds, between native and colonizer, mother and outcast. All of these interpretations add layers to the legend, myth upon myth, echoing down the centuries, like her mournful cries in the night. But whether you see her as a ghost, a warning, or a symbol, one thing remains true: La Llorona endures. From old ranches in Mexico to the suburbs of Los Angeles, people claim to have seen her. Children dare each other to go near the river at night. Families swear they've heard her voice outside their windows. Even paranormal investigators have reported strange audio, wailing, weeping, sobbing in the darkness. So if you find yourself near water after sunset, and you hear a woman crying, softly at first, then louder, you'd be wise to turn back, because La Llorona is still searching, still mourning, and still weeping for the children she lost. Thank you for wandering with us tonight through the shadows of sorrow. If you found this story chilling, fascinating, or hauntingly beautiful, please like, subscribe, and share this video. It helps Stained Glass Bones keep the legends alive. And trust me, there are so many more waiting to be told. Until next time, sleep well tonight, if you can.